Today I'm out here on this wet and beautiful day on a 2026 Suzuki GSX-8TT. Terrible name, fantastic motorcycle. I don't know, I've never ridden this thing, but I'm gonna find out today. You guys stick around to the end of the video. I'll give it a chase score and we'll see how it lands on the leaderboards. Let's go ride in the rain. We're in the way. For stock, it's pretty sick. You know what's also sick? Saving that kind of money, buying a sick, awesome thing like a Cardo. Listen to music, talk to your buddies. Just do it. Just do it, trust me. All right, my friends, that's what it looks like, and that's what it sounds like. Now, before we get riding this thing, we have to thank the sponsor of this video, keeping us seen, and that's my buddies over at Brake Free. If you guys have never heard of Brake Free, it is literally the best safety device to keep you guys sane, and that is what keeps us safe as motorcycle riders. All the Brake Free is this little thing on the back of your helmet. As you guys can see, I can just pop it on and off. It just uses a little 3M piece on the back. You can stick it to any helmet, and what will happen is when I start slowing down, the Brake Free will light up like that, showing the people behind you that you're stopping. It has an accelerometer inside of it, so it doesn't matter if you're braking or not. If you're just engine braking, it'll start blinking. These things do wonders to keep you seen on the road. And if you guys want a discount, I'll have a link in the description down below. Brake Free, thank you for sponsoring this video. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for sitting through the ads. And hey, guess what? If you hate them, we have a membership program where you guys can pay $1 and we give you guys first rides all ad-free. So enjoy it if you want it. We're gonna get back cranked up, guys. I'm 5'10", got a 32-inch inseam. Also, I apologize for the bike being dirty. You guys are going to see camera car footage of a downpour. It is what it is. I'm out here riding. I ain't scared of rain. So we had the camera car out in the rain. Hopefully all the rain's done for the helmet run, though. We'll see, but that's why the bike is so dirty, and that's why I am soaking wet. Anyway, I'm 5'10", got a 32-inch inseam, and as you guys can see, bent legs on both sides. Super freaking cool. We're going to get the bike cranked up here with Suzuki's Easy Start. But before we get going, you guys see we have a B and a 2. If I hit that mode button, it goes to traction control. I can go up, that will take it all the way off, and I can go down all the way to 3. The roads are wet today, so I'm leaving a traction control on 3 because I ain't trying to wreck somebody else's motorcycle. This is power mode. We have power mode A, we have power mode B, and we have power mode C. A is the most powerful. C is the least powerful. We're going to start in C, and we're going to make our way through. We'll go up through all the modes. I'm probably going to keep traction control on 3 because we are in wet conditions today. That's pretty much all I got to tell you guys. We're going to get going. Now, of course, I could talk to you guys about, you know, subscribe to the channel and all, but if you guys want notifications of new videos, subscribe to our email list. We email you once a week, blah, blah, blah. That's all we email you. It's a good time. Check it out. And we are going to go ahead and go in rain mode, because one of the few times it's actually raining on a first ride. So guys, I have ridden a couple versions of this motorcycle. I've ridden the GSX-8S, I've ridden the GSX-8R, so the Gixator. Both of those motorcycles I have really freaking enjoyed, and then Suzuki comes out of absolutely nowhere and makes this kind of classic naked version of the motorcycle. When I saw this and Mountain told me they had one, shout out to our buddy Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
He's the guy at Mountain that we talked to. He was like, bro, check this thing out. I was like, dude, I'll be there in 2 days. I am so excited for riding this thing around because I love the looks. Let's talk about body position. And guys, there was a bad wreck also with our camera car run, so we had to take a back route. So that's why the camera car footage is going to look a little different in this position, but don't worry, we catch back up here in a minute. So seating wise, a very soft seat, and a very wide seat. I am super comfortable on this thing, and as far as body position goes, I do feel like I'm very much sitting in this motorcycle. I feel like I'm sitting low in it. Not a positive or a negative, just is what it is. My legs are a little tucked underneath me, which is nice, so if I was riding it for a long time, I could just kind of lift up my body weight very easily. Love that. My upper half is only slightly leaned forward, and the handlebars are pretty close to you. Overall, I really like this position. It gives like mostly comfortable, but slightly sporty. Like if I wanted to scoot back and lean up some, I definitely have the room to do that. But if I also just want to like kind of sit neutral and just enjoy myself, bike's totally happy doing that as well. As we're coming up to the red light, this is actually the red light that we got back on this road. Bro, the traffic was freaking nuts. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera car footage. If you can, we'll show it, but it was crazy. So at this red light, I like to change the power mode. We're going to go to power mode B now, but we're going to keep the traction control in 3. I'm interested at what car is on the back of that trailer. I have a feeling it's expensive because it has little window louvers. Anyway, we're going to keep the traction control at 3. We do have wet conditions, and we are trying to be safe. I feel like that came out sounding like a flight attendant. We are trying to be safe. Thank you. Buckle up and enjoy your C2W airline. All right, I'm going to get back to the first ride as soon as I figure out what car is on the back of this thing. Make your bets, boys. Make your bets. An i8? I mean, cool car. Really cool colors. Alrighty, dudes. So, even though I've told you guys 3 times in other videos, or twice in other videos, what is powering this thing is a gorgeous 776cc parallel twin, but it doesn't end there. It has a 270-degree crank, which is my literal favorite engine style. This thing's good for 82 horsepower, 57 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs in at 445 pounds, and it has a 4.6-gallon gas tank. I am very content with all of those numbers. Yeah, I got no problem. I had no problem. This is the same power plant that's in the GSX and the GSX-8er, and this is the GSX-8. Ooh, I don't like wet pullouts. Okay, I should probably not have said that. Regardless, yeah, power numbers are absolutely solid. I love to see a 4.6-gallon gas tank. This thing will probably be decent on mileage depending on how you ride it. So let's talk about city performance with this motorcycle. And first off, we have to talk about power, because this power plant, in my opinion, is one of the most perfect power plants for city riding. It's just punchy and it's instantly there. Like if I want it, I have it. I'm in a higher gear right now. I'm just kind of cruising so I can talk to you guys, but the power is so fun and so punchy down low. You know, you get this thing in a lower gear, it just throws you in the back of the seat. It's very fun. Now, as far as maneuverability, like I said, 445 pounds. We do have a handlebar situation though, so it is going to be easy to move around. I've had no problem weaving in and out of traffic. Not weaving in and out of traffic, you know, we're driving respectfully, but you guys know what I mean. Very easy to control. I will note that the turn in is a little, a slight hair lethargic, and I think that is down to the suspension. I've been learning about suspension recently, and I really feel like, I don't know what the setting is. I don't know if it's the suspension and the way it's set up, but I feel like it could be a little more precise. Overall, I do feel like the suspension for city riding is very comfortable. So if you're not wanting to ride super sporty, I think you'll actually enjoy the suspension because of that comfort level. I mean, this thing feels like slightly like a couch. You got that comfortable seat, you got that soft suspension. It's kind of glorious to ride around town, especially in areas like I'm in right now, where, I mean, you guys that have been watching First Tries for a while, you guys know it. There's constant construction on this route somehow. But yeah, a soft suspension is really nice in situations like that. We are going to be very careful on this turn with our wet tires. Let's get up to the BMW, because you know he's going to launch off this line if he goes straight. Oh, no! Oh, come on. That would have been fun to watch. You got to love the cars that They're scared to ride it hard when it's dry, but as soon as it's wet, suddenly we don't care about spinning tires. Another really nice thing about the body position of this bike is when you come to a red light, the transition of getting your feet to the ground is incredibly effortless. It's a very easy transition. I'm kind of loving this bike for city riding. With traction control at 3 and the power level in B, I wonder how pissed off I'd make the traction control if I gave it a little juice off the line here. I'd probably piss it off quite a lot. All right, here we go. Traction control, what you think? Damn, traction control didn't light up at all. I could have gotten it way more than that. I'm kind of shocked that I was able to do that. Maybe I gave it the just perfect amount. Yeah, so guys, overall for the city, I really love this motorcycle. I love the body position that I'm in. I'm super comfortable. I have that maneuverability that's easy with the handlebars, and the bike just looks cool. It's got that parallel twin power. I really have nothing to complain about in the city. This bike would be absolutely sick for your, like, the motorcycle. Like, I don't know if I'm going to want to tour on it. We'll find that out on the highway. But as far as the bike you just have for your scooting around city, going to a coffee shop, hanging out with buddies on the weekends, like, this thing is fantastic. You get all the performance and you still get really cool looks, or at least I think the looks are really cool. I really like a lot of the bikes in this class, this kind of retro styled future tech stuff. I love this class, man. And speaking of things I love doing the 40 to 80 pull for you guys. I really do. I think it's hilarious that we only go to 80 miles an hour, and I find it really interesting. What I'm going to do, I'm putting this in A mode, but I'm also going to bring the traction control down to 2. I'm not going to put it all the way at 1 because it is a little wet out, but I also don't want to absolutely ruin the 40 to 80 time on this motorcycle, so I just don't think it would be fair. I'm going to do the best with the conditions I have. All right, 40 to 80. I'm thinking second gear is going to be our spot. Thank God we have a quick shifter, and we are probably going to be in the emergency lane today. We'll wait for cars to clear, and we'll get it going, ladies and gentlemen. 40 to 80 pull on a 2026 Suzuki GSX-8TT. On your mark, get set, go. That's not bad. That's still not bad. That's a pretty decent time even in the rain. What was the time on that? Dude, I don't know what tires this thing has on it, but it is handling wet conditions way better than it has any right to handle. That's fascinating. Oh my God, the power. Bro, Suzuki has done such a good job with the power modes. Mode C is tamed down a lot. Mode B feels really good. I honestly thought Mode B and A wouldn't be that different. But dude, I'm going 70 and it can still throw me back instantly. That's amazing. Wow, nice job, Suzuki. All right, let's talk comfort here on the highway, guys. First off, the bike's tracking super well. I don't feel really used and abused by the wind right now, which is really nice. I, for some reason, thought this bike would kind of get blown around on the highway, but I'm not finding that to be the case. As far as vibrations go, I don't really feel that many at all. And I could go, look at this, I can go all the way up into 6th gear and kind of just cruise with no problem. Speaking of cruise, we have no cruise control. I know, I'm sad too about it. But one thing I will say is the throttle doesn't really take a lot of weight to just hold open. So I think I'd be fine for even, you know, cruising down the highway for maybe 2-3 hours with no issue. Wind-wise is gonna be your issue. You know, if I lean over and I kind of get in a comfortable position, I can chill here, but that wind's hitting me right in my abs, you know what I mean? So you're not gonna get much wind protection unless you leaned all the way over. Overall, not as bad as I kind of expected. It's actually doing pretty good on the highway. The only thing I wish it had was cruise control, which I don't really understand why it does not have cruise control. It's a ride-by-wire, so they should be able to have cruise control on this. And unless I'm just an idiot, I am not seeing that. So overall, surprising for the highway. God, even 6th gear's got some punch, man. Really impressed with this bike on the highway. Now guys, don't let these beautiful skies deceive you, because that storm is just what ran through us. And it was about at this point in the camera car run where stuff started getting really wet. So my apologies for the camera car, especially on this turn. I'm on a bike that literally had 0 miles when I got on it. So I've got like 0 scrubbed in tires. Had to be very careful. And I'm also going to be careful here. But just, you know, I like letting you guys know when there's a discrepancy in the footage that you guys see. So one of the things I'll note, coming into a bigger turn where I can feel it a little better, the bike feels like I'm having to make it go over. And with the unadjustable suspension, we do have preload adjustability in the rear, which is really nice, so you can dial it in. But it just takes a lot more energy to get this bike leaned over. I don't think most of you guys would even notice or care about that. It wouldn't be unless you got the suspension like dialed for you that you would really notice how big of a difference that is. Can we go all the way to the left? We can. Sick. But yeah, so as far as like riding this thing really sportily, I think you would probably find the limit in how much energy the bike is going to take to really get over and staying in the direction you want it to go. The suspension very much kind of leans more towards comfortable city riding. Power-wise, I love the power on this bike. I am surprised how much it has. Even on the highway, it's still giving me way more power than I really expected it to be giving me. And massive props to Suzuki's modes. They have done one of the best jobs in their A, B, and C mode in how differentiated the power delivery is on each of those modes. And A mode is just not something to mess with, dude. Let's talk quick shifter. We do have a bi-directional quick shifter, which means it can go up and down. I've had no problems with the quick shifter. It's a little light if I was to give it a critique, but one of the things I do appreciate is that there's no weird power drop or anything like that. It feels like a very sporty quick shifter, pops you into the next gear. The only thing I would kind of want, like I said, was like when I'm shifting up, I just want a little more of a physical hit feeling in my foot, just to confirm that I did do that shift. But other than that, I got no problems with it. Talking about the gearing, I kind of want to say that the gears are really tall, but the gears feel fantastic. I was able to put this thing in 6th gear on the highway and in kind of more of a cruisy situation, and the bike still had punch. I don't know where the power of this motorcycle isn't. You know what I mean? That's kind of the surprising thing. Let's get brakes going. Brakes are another area that I think the bike is kind of, it's fine. It's kind of mushy given how fun the engine is. I wish the brakes had a little more bite, a little more feel. Are we going to go? We're going to get, oh, we are. Van, where you going, fam? Where you going? Skirting through. Yeah, I would like to see something a little nicer on the brake side. It's only because the bike is doing so many things well that it kind of makes the brakes like not up to that higher level that it's kind of risen its whole self to, if that makes sense at all. All right, let's talk about the controls up here. We are talking about a, what is it, 11,150 MSRP motorcycle. But that being said, these are the newer controls that Suzuki is using, and I really like them. They have a good feel to them. The menu is super simple to use. I really appreciate that. And the dash, we got a 5-inch full-color TFT dash. Let me focus on not hitting the truck. Yeah, I think the dash, on the first look of the dash, you guys are going to notice there's a lot of stuff going on. And, I mean, there's no getting around that. Suzuki's showing you everything on that dash. No, we're not running into cars today, bro. I got that gut feeling right then. Oh my God, I almost feel sick. What is happening? Cars are coming for me, bro. I gotta be careful. The dash looks at the first look like it's got a lot of stuff on it, but the second you spend 30 seconds looking at it, you realize everything on that dash is everything you need, period, end of story. So I think Suzuki's done a good job with that. One really small thing is I wish they had a tiny little needle that kind of went up with the RPMs. That'd be cool to have. I also like how the dash is kind of like into this front fairing. Suzuki's done a good job in incorporating all that. Levers wise, they're blacked out. They really added that nice aesthetic that this bike has. And the brake lever is adjustable. The clutch lever does not seem like it's adjustable. I'm not gonna mess with it. The mirrors, although they fit the motorcycle perfectly with the retro vibe, they work okay. They're not my favorite. They're my favorite looking mirrors stock, but I just don't think they do that great of a job. If I want to see right behind me, I got to do my little arm in. So it's not ideal in that way, but overall, if I was to decide, I'd rather have the mirrors like that than some other way, because I don't know, dude, it's a vibe. This whole bike is supposed to be this like retro vibe. And if you got to sacrifice your mirrors to be cool bar end mirrors, then bro, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That you got to make sacrifices. Did I hit on everything, man? God, this bike has got so much going on. Yeah, I just kind of want more feel out of that brake. And maybe it's because it's raining, so I'm, or it was raining. I got wet conditions, and I'm like wanting something like that, but that's my want right now. One thing I will say is that the clutch off the line from zero is incredibly smooth. I thought I read that Suzuki has some sort of like clutch assist system built into this bike, and it could be placebo for sure, but it almost feels like it assists you in releasing the clutch, and you just have this really smooth transition from not moving to moving. Anyway, that's the last thing I'm going to mention, guys. We have to do the chase score for the 2026 Suzuki GSX-8TT. Also, Suzuki, look, I understand the naming convention. I get it. GSX, 8S, 8R, 8TT, 8T. I get it. I don't like it. That's just where we're at. All right, so guys, let's do the chase score for the 2026 Suzuki GSX-8TT. First up, guys, for throttle response, I'm giving it an 8. That 270-degree twin snaps to inputs cleanly, especially in A and B modes, giving immediate and confident drive even in the wet. For agility, I'm going to give the bike a 6. The wide bar helps at low speeds, but turn-in feels tough and lethargic and requires extra effort to hold the line. Now for brakes, I'm going to give it a 6 as well. Stopping power is adequate, yet the lever feel is a bit mushy and lacks that bite to match the engine's enthusiasm. For acceleration, I'm going to give this thing an 8. For 82 horsepower and this weight, the mid-range punch is strong, and that 40 to 80 pull feels lively despite rain-soaked roads. For suspension, I'm going to give the bike a 6 as well. Comfort-based damping soaks up those roughy city pavements, but precision and support fall short when you push it at pace. Next up, we got comfort, and for that, I'm giving the bike an 8. That wide plush seat with that relaxed cockpit make longer stints easy with minimal vibrations and a natural ergonomic setup. Now for tech, I'm going to give the bike a 7. Power, traction control modes, bi-directional quick shifter, and the TFT are great, but the lack of cruise control holds it back a little bit. Next up, we have ease of use, and this bike has got to get a 9. It's got a low-feeling perch, smooth clutch assist, and a simple menu, and it makes the bike effortless to live with from day one. Then we have versatility, and I'm going to give the bike a 7. It's excellent for city and casual weekend rides, passable on the highway, but not the best choice for aggressive canyon work. And finally, we've got fun for the money, which I'm giving the bike a 7. Now, it's got strong character and looks, but it's missing features like cruise control and sharper brakes, which is why I had to trim the value slightly. And guys, that's going to give a total ride score of 34, a total usability score of a 38, for a grand total of a 72 chase score. Alrighty, my friends, that is the chase score for the GSX-8TT. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments down below. Alright, so guys, here at the end of the video, I just gotta say, I've basically ridden every bike that this power plant has put in. GSX-8R, GSX-8S, V-Strom 800. I think I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this is my favorite one. Now, previously, the GSX-8S, the naked version, was my favorite because I felt like the power delivery really matched that motorcycle perfectly. But the power delivery on this bike matches this bike perfectly, but it looks awesome. I love the way this bike looks. Specifically, the blacked out with the cowl up front, the red, the yellow with the red wheels. Bro, get the hell out of here with the looks on this thing. It is so sick. Now, yes, I do love this motorcycle, but there are a couple caveats. If you're looking into this thing, I definitely think you need to be focused on more casual riding. Please do not blow that into me. I think you need to be focused on more casual riding around the city, maybe some light, you know, technical stuff, because the suspension just doesn't feel like it wants to be pushed really hard. So if you're a real sporty rider, I would kind of push you towards other stuff, like the Gixxator, right? Like that would be a better bike for you if you want this power plant. But if you want more casual, just fun riding, I kind of love the hell out of this motorcycle for that. Also, guys, make sure to check out Mountain Motorsports. That's where this bike came from. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be riding this thing for you guys. There'll be a bike provided by link in the description down below. Shout out to those guys. If you guys like first rides, we got a playlist in the description down below. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. You guys go out there and ride safe and enjoy what you're doing on whatever you're riding. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Later. Yes, this is where you hit the subscribe button if you like motorcycle content, and hit the like button on this video, because I sacrificed my body and my camera car all for you guys riding in the rain. Nothing stopping a first ride.